what's good everybody, Nadix here back with a new video, and today I'm going to be doing what if Naruto had Dojutsu. Now we're clearly just going to be going out just discussing how this would happen. It's not going to be like a series, it's more or less just going to be a literal discussion. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. I'm just going to be freelancing. If I stutter, just know this is completely unscripted. I know you guys enjoy. So some of the things that we're going to be covering is essentially how would this dojutsu affect the world. Obviously that's the main thing. How, what the powers of the dojutsu, what it could consist of, and many other realities, as well as how powerful Naruto could be. And yeah, and as well as Naruto's relationship with Kurama. As you can see from the thumbnail, this dojutsu is pretty, has something in common with foxes. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the what if, and then let's begin. So yes, obviously we're gonna have to start off where this dojutsu comes from. It will come from a clan like every other dojutsu, like the Ketsuryugan, the Byakugan, and basically all of them would originate from somewhere else. But this would have been a rare ocular ability in humans in a particular space of like supernatural humans. Now they would have evolved from humanoid foxes into then being identical to humans. So rather than being a dojutsu derived from the Otsutsuki, it would definitely be something from, well, more human-like, I guess you could say. So with that being said, the whole dojutsu would consist of fox attacks. Now it will consist of the user getting the family members, or I guess the clan members, being born with whiskers and stuff like that. Now the dojutsu would vary based on the type of person the user is. Kind of like a Nichiren blade. So your eyes could be yellow, purple, whatever, and it will have like this neon glow to it based on what the kind of person you are. So kind of like Nichiren blades, you get the idea. Now, let's go to our next topic, the Nine Tails attack. Now, pretty much the Nine Tails attack would definitely proceed to be something a little bit, something that goes a little bit different. Now, obviously, the Nine Tails under Genjutsu, but the control that the Kyuubigan, I guess you could say, that the Kyuubigan gives over the Nine Tails would be much superior to something like the Sharingan. So that being said, the connection to foxes would have surpassed some stupid illusion. And with that being said, Minato would have been alive. Now, with Minato being alive, Naruto would essentially proceed to be trained by him to essentially proceed to become the strongest ninja of all. Now, obviously, this guy Minato slouched, so Naruto would progress early from a young age and didn't get his growth spurt where he started becoming stronger than anybody at a later age, like 13, as he did in canon. Since if you think about it, Naruto really caught up to Sasuke. Because Sasuke had skills of beginning before he even turned one. So yeah, and he was approaching like a low Chunin level at that point. So that being said, Naruto had basically been trained by his father to essentially just become way more stronger than he would have been in canon. So yeah, let's just say Naruto's like this point Jonin level. No, with Minato, with this, of course, Minato is still the Okage, and with that being said, Naruto would basically proceed to be, I guess his prime student at the point. Now, with that being said, Naruto would actually not be shunned by the village, as at this point there would be no Naito's attack, and none of that would have actually happened. Now, moving on, Naruto would basically proceed to be put on the same team as Team 7, but just for good measure here, we would put Naruto, Sasuke, and Karin on the same team. So Naruto would have actually just really liked or really liked Karin. He would have really liked he would have really liked to see Karin or someone like Karin on the team. So in this version, her ability would have been known, but Naruto didn't really feel like biting her because that was just weird to him. So as she had been put into this village, Naruto really just hated the fact that she had been treated that way after she had opened up to them. So let's just say there ain't no biting of a red-haired girl in this version. So yeah, so basically, pretty much after this whole predicament, we would have something like the Land of Waves coming up. Now, obviously, Naruto would have this severe boost or immense boost of power, containing this dojutsu, and it would have amplified, in tandem with Kurama's chakra, which would have been sealed into Naruto. Now, with that being said, Naruto would essentially proceed to be really, really skilled, I guess you could say. Um, in terms of being able to fend off Haku, and it would have been essentially carrying his team, which I don't really like to say, but bro, it is the case. I don't know what you want me to do. Anyway, with that being said, after all this is out of the way, how Naruto's getting years would essentially go would basically proceed to be him slowly progressing after having himself trained by Minato and then having to learn on his own. Of course, within time, Naruto would learn the Rasengan. Now, with that being said, he would just, grow to become much stronger. Well, that is quite obvious, but then Naruto would essentially proceed to, stop a lot of conflict, I guess, between neighboring ninja villages with this Tog no Jutsu, disrupting many ninja fights and missions, and essentially proceeding to, well, become a great influence in the village, or throughout the village. And with this, he would become the hero of the Hidden Leaf much sooner, but not fully recognized. Now, at the age of, with Naruto staying in the village this time and not going for a time skip, would essentially proceed to like just surpass Minato with time and, even surpassing the abilities of his Kubikan as well. With that being said, Naruto, after learning all of Minato's techniques, would then go on to the final one. This would then be the Flying Raijin, which Naruto would be taught by Minato. Obviously, when Naruto was taught this, he would be spamming this all over, and pretty much he would have gone throughout, several missions, becoming the Leaf's number one ninja in terms of the efficiency of getting his missions done and the results he brought back. So that being said, Naruto would be going on at least 2 missions a day due to his efficiency. And with that being said, the Leaf would soon become the strongest village of all. Naruto would then basically proceed to capture Orochimaru after basically blowing up all of his hideouts, or at least more than half of them. Now, with that being said, after obviously being sent on countless missions to take care of Orochimaru. Now, with that being said, Naruto and Orochimaru would then pretty much proceed. Well, they would basically proceed to imprison Orochimaru, and then they would get some of his information, and then they would basically proceed to preserve the eyes of the Kubagan, and then start implanting them into Uzumaki babies. Now, that being said, with Minato being a half Uzumaki himself, he wouldn't have much problem with this, and yeah. So yeah, well, these babies were essentially clones of basically clones of him and Naruto, which are basically fusions of both their DNA, and then creating a small baby. So this child is a replacement for any of them, basically, yeah, and they come to update the child every month as to how much information they have and stuff like that. So as you can see, I'm getting really creative with this, and pretty much. So with Naruto's efficiency in terms of being like really strong, he would have actually proceeded to take out most of the Akatsuki, so there would have been none of that. With that being said, that's what I think would have happened if Naruto had a Dojutsu. I know I didn't go into like much further, but yeah, think about it. All the Everything else would have basically been changed. Nothing, all peace would have been acquired much earlier than it would have been in canon. So that being said, Naruto would then be pretty much grow up and then succeed his father, becoming the fifth Hokage. Now with that being said, Naruto would then be this would be the end of the tale as to what would happen if had Naruto been gifted the power of a Dojutsu. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. You probably didn't though. I mean, it's my first time trying something like this. I don't really know. I don't really know how it went, but it's more of like a summary, type thing. Since I wouldn't really want to do a series on this. Since yeah, but yeah, this is much easier to do. So I hope you guys enjoy. And besides, I really want to upload so I can stay consistent with y'all. And yeah, I'll be editing this video tomorrow, and I'll be making more of these. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. I was gonna say let's begin, but what I meant to say is peace.